Well, folks, I can tell you this. I've been doing this show for 20 plus years, and I am 100% convinced that my job is secure. How do I know this? Because when I started doing this show, I had done so many stupid things, and I still have done so many stupid things in my life. And that gives people who have done stupid things permission to call here, and, we'll all agree that what they did was stupid, but we're going to, patch ourselves up, dust ourselves off, and move forward. One stupid thing I've never done, though, and this one's running rampant, and it's just really driving me crazy. I've never felt like I was entitled to something unless I had the money for it. That just because I live in the great land of the U.S. of A., that I'm promised a cell phone, I'm promised certain level of standard of living, I'm promised a car. I just don't feel entitled. I've never felt entitled. I guess I grew up in an old-fashioned household. My dad thought work was a verb. It wasn't a management theory. Something you freaking did. You want something, you get on the business end of a shovel. You know, on the business end of a lawnmower, the business end of something, and make something happen. And so when I see these little twit reporters with pieces like this from CNBC, I mean, this reporter ought to have his head wrung off. And then the little twits he's reporting on, it just, I laugh and I cry because I think it's so sad, and yet I'm always going to have a job. Out of gas. Most Americans can't afford new cars. For many Americans, new cars are driving out of reach. Jose Hernandez, 24 years old, lives in East Los Angeles and makes $26,000 a year working the front desk at a clinic. After a trade-in, he financed a new 2013 Civic EX for $25,000 at 2.3% for 6 years, paying $379 in monthly payments plus $100 a month in insurance. And he finds that a new car can be a stretch. I believe most cars are slightly out of reasonable price range for the average American, especially considering most affordable cars don't last very long and lose a lot of their value quickly, he said. So I'm sorry, and I don't mean to be insulting, but I'm going to be anyway. The average household income in America is $52,000. So, Jose, you're 24 years old. You make half of the national income, average income. Your income is half of the national average, and you're just getting started. You're a young guy. So what you believe about anything, nobody cares. I believe cars are out of reach of the average American. Well, you have no idea what the average American is. You're half of average. How's that for insulting? I mean, nobody gives a rip what you think. And except this idiot reporter who did this who put it in the dadgum national press, what this 24-year-old thinks about cars. Car ownership has long sat at the core of what it means to make it in this country. Really? According to who? The definition of making it in this country is the car you drive. Really? If you want to get up and if you want to get to and around the suburbs, you need to drive. No kidding. It's an aspiration that slipped from the grasp of most. As a new report finds that the average new car is unaffordable for the average American family in 24 of the 25 largest U.S. metro areas. The consumer gets to the end of the month and discovers they have no money left in their checking account, said Interest.com managing editor Mike Santee. They spend every cent they have, and they wonder how on earth they're supposed to save for their retirement and their kids' education. It's because he bought a $26,000 car while making $26,000. This might be why he has no freaking money, you idiots. Did you people get out of the 6th grade? Seriously. If you're 24 years old, you make $26,000 a year, and you get a $26,000 car, you have no right to complain that you're broke because you're stupid. It's what made you broke. You have no money because you got all your money tied up in a car, a new car. And by the way, it's not an American icon that everyone should afford a brand new car, which loses 60% of its value in the first 4 years you own it. A $28,000 car becomes worth $11,000 in 4 years. The worst car accidents happen on the showroom floor. It's not an icon that you're stupid and buy a new car when you make half of the national average income. You don't need to buy a new car. Unbelievable. And the reporter goes on to say that it's a virtual right for Americans to own a car because it's necessary for freedom. I can't breathe. This level of entitlement stupidity. I mean, it's necessary for freedom. It's in the Constitution. I'm sure our forefathers put it in there. You need a Honda Civic. Oh my God, I can't breathe. This is ridiculous. Unbelievable. I'll help you with freedom, baby. It's called a bus pass. If you're broke, you buy what you can afford until you're not broke anymore. Otherwise, you ensure that you stay broke. Let me try that again. If you're broke, you don't go buy a car with a 6-year payment. God, that's dumb. And then wonder why you stayed broke for 6 years while putting your entire annual income, the equivalent of it, into a car that's going to lose half of its value in 3 years. Follow the math here, people. This is the definition of mathematical stupidity. So, no, you don't have a right to a new car. And the fact that new cars are expensive is not a new thing. And I'm sure it's the evil 1%'s fault that little Jose, 24 years old, making $26,000 a year, can't afford a new car. Give me a break. Listen, I've been in situations where I couldn't afford to walk. I couldn't afford the energy to do that. I've been there, done that. But if you're 26 years old and you're 24 years old and you make $26,000 a year, let me help you with this. You buy a $3,000 car that you pay cash for. That's only 8 of your car payments, Jose, by the way. Then you got the rest of your life free, and you do something to work on your marketability, so your job. When you're 24, it's okay to be working the front desk at a clinic, making $26,000 a year. By the way, when you're 34, though, son, you need to be doing something else. You need to move up. But when you work the front desk at a clinic and you're 24 years old, you don't deserve a new car because you don't have the money for a new car. See, that's the opposite of entitlement. You don't have the money, you don't deserve it. You want to deserve it? You think you deserve it? Then go get the money. But you don't deserve it just because it's an American right to drive a new car. CNBC. Geez, you people are morons. This is the Dave Ramsey Show.